Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a few days. I've kind of been on hiatus. I've been really busy around the house with work and in the backyard here getting things ready for the tomato planting and the cucumber planting of the year. It's an annual type of thing that we do. So what I've got to do today is a lot of work, right? I've got to clear out the old kale plants, clear out the old tops of the broad beans that we cut out a long time ago but haven't cleared them out yet. And I've got to plant a bunch of tomatoes and cucumbers that we do every single year. So this year we're doing, as always, home saved seed, planting Puritan's Pride or Puritan's Purple, some people call it, which is a fantastic heirloom, a really big, beautiful, tasty variety. We're trying a brand new variety called San Marzano, which is an Italian tomato. We typically buy them. They sell them at Costco now, and they bring them in from Italy, so they're really tasty. So we're growing a boatload of those. One of our favorite, Tigerella, we do it every year. It's a great big cherry tomato striped. It's really cool. And we're putting in 2 different types of cucumbers. As always, I cannot remember what the names are. I've been saving seeds so long. Everything is in full bloom right now. The pomegranates are flowering out, looking really good. We're here on the first bed. We've got our kale plant that we're going to leave unless they've gone to seed. Then we are going to twist out the seed head and we're going to eat them just like broccoli. These are tasty, really good for you. Back here we've got peas that are coming into their own. As you can see, the pods are forming everywhere. They're tiny and little. They're totally flat for the most part, and they will start to develop over the next 4 to 5 weeks. And what we're going to do is let those go full bloom. Once we get these kale out of here, those pea plants are going to skyrocket. We've got some bulbing onions down there, our strawberry crunch fig trees coming to life, just like all of the pomegranates. Main bed back here, which is typically where we would plant our tomatoes every year. These kale plants back here are the oldest, and they went to seed about 2-3 weeks ago, and we've been harvesting the florets off them and eating them like broccoli. But we need that ground back there. That's our main tomato and cucumber bed. So what we're gonna do, you've got a row of cabbage right here. 2 Filderkraut, a purple, and then over there in the corner, another purple. What we're going to do is leave those cabbage. We're going to remove these kale plants, make room for our tomato plants that we're going to string up on our trellis system that we do every year. It's really easy. Show you how fast it goes together. And then once we do that, the tomato plants are going to be really little. The cucumber plants are going to be little. These cabbages, excuse me, are going to skyrocket. And they're going to have much more airspace, much more ground moisture, nutrients, because those big kale plants that were there and established when these cabbages went in are going to take off, and they're going to be the dominant growing plant. Over here we have another cabbage plant that's doing really well, red Russian kale. You can see that's going to seed, so we're going to take these plants out here, free that up. If you remember last video, we had taken out all of the broad beans out of these beds. We removed all the broad beans. And when we did that, all of these really beautiful, nice garlic plants were really small and struggling because they were competing with big broad beans, and that just doesn't work well. And what we've got now is garlic plant that's doing fantastic. It's skyrocketing. It's getting really big. It's livening it up. And I actually just saw a scape right here. So this has to be hardneck garlic, right? Because it's putting out a flower scape. We'll talk about that in another video. Here's another one right here. Tasty, tasty. We'll let that get a little bit bigger. We'll pinch those off. We'll fry those up and eat them. The only way you're going to get those is to be a chef or to grow your own garlic. So, like I said, once we remove that kale, that cabbage will skyrocket and take over just like this garlic did. In here, you can see what those cabbages will look like. So here is a Filderkraut cabbage that's going to head now. It's probably got another 2 weeks. These are typically about a 2-pound head, and it's a big plant. They grow really well here in this climate, and I can't wait to start eating on them. Gone to seed. So we're going to take basically all the kale out, leave all of this cabbage in here, and let all these big massive cabbages do their thing. We got to go through and we got to clean out all of these older cabbage leaves, right? Out with the old, in with the new. As you can notice, there's no insect damage on those. They're just getting old. If we wait too long, we will get insect damage, and that will bring the slugs, it'll bring the other insects. And we just go through here if you want to see how quick it goes. Doesn't take very long to tidy those up. Once you get off all of these old leaves, you're left with a really tidy plant. A genetically new plant. We'll get in here, pull these out, just snap them off from the bottom. Let me show you how big these Filderkraut cabbage leaves get. Look at that. Pretty big, right? Same distance from the camera. How am I going to do that? They come right off. And in no time, you have a big, big pile of stuff for your compost bin. Right over there is where we're going to put our second bed of tomatoes. We're going to leave this bed open for now, and I think we're going to plant winter squash there. So we're going to set up some scaffolding right here on this bed here, and we'll set up some scaffolding right there on that bed when we remove that kale. And why are we doing that? Well, this is exactly why you need to save seed and sow your own tomato plants for your heirlooms. 100% germination. We potted these off about 3 weeks ago. Originally sprouted them in module trays, as you saw in an earlier video. And these things look great. We've got 3 different varieties in here. We've got Tigerella, Prudence Purple, and a new variety, which is a really fantastic Italian variety, San Marzano. Right there, beautiful looking tomato. They're all about 8 to 10 inches tall, ready to go in the ground. Beautiful root balls on them. If you can see that, you want to be gentle with these. You definitely do not want to wait too long before you get your potted plants, up potted tomatoes in the ground. Also going to plant some of these cucumbers. We've got 2 different varieties in here. I can never remember what they are because it's home safe seed. So I apologize, but there are 2 different varieties in there.